Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, we got some good Kaspa news just around the corner. Guys, listen, the markets have been absolutely volatile and crazy over the last few days. Very, very exciting times, I would say. Even though price may be going up and price may be going down at rapid rates, overall, I believe we are still very, very bullish. So, over the next few months, I expect massive, massive gains, and that includes Kaspa. Today, for Kaspa's news, ladies and gentlemen, right, pretty much there is a crescendo update, right? To the community testers from Kaspa Dev, we create an internal DevNet that allows us to fast forward pre-running over several periods in a matter of hours and test the crescendo transition with. Through this mechanism, we identified an issue related to the smoothness of the key running period transition, which has now been fixed with this PR, right? Also, after this is merged, we expect to create a TN release by the end of Tuesday, March 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just around the corner. I mean, that is literally tomorrow. So massive, massive news in terms of Kaspa. We don't have anything else going on. They don't release something every single day, but when they do release something once or twice a week, it's usually very, very big banging news. We can even see when we go here up here, right? We have this purple thing on coin market cap saying Kaspa is gearing up for the TN10 release by March 4th and is actively engaging with the community for feedback on the timing of the hard fork transition. So, very, very exciting times. Very, very exciting times. A lot of people are still bullish on this coin. 88% bullish, 12%, bearish. It is hard to be overall bearish against a coin like Kaspa. So, I would say 12% of these, some of these people in the 12% are either delusional or they're just team bear their whole life. But either way, right, regardless of that context, 88 to 12%, the community absolutely believes in Kaspa. So do I. This is one of those coins that are going to be inevitably top 20, top 10, and etc. We know fundamentally this coin is top 10. And I say that lightly without it's just so people, don't debate too much. But seriously, guys, it is going to be one of the most crucial projects out there, which is what I like to see. Currently, we are ranked 45 out of pretty much the 11,000 coins that are listed. So very, very nice. We will be monitoring, how Kaspa does over the next few months. And by the end of the altcoin season, we can see we have had 104 million volume in the last 24 hours. We are currently at 2 billion market cap, and we are just under 8 cents. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all right, we will talk about Kaspa in just a second. I do want to go touch on Bitcoin very, very quickly because this is also very relevant. We see a lot of coins are bleeding from this, but I'll tell you why I believe that's the case. Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, has a gap at 85,000 or so, right? It has a big, big gap on the futures. It has a big gap on some of the other charts, and pretty much gaps have to get filled and eventually. And usually when you see a very, very big gap, right, a very, very big gap, it usually kind of gets filled almost right away. And we can see that's exactly what happened. Sunday we were looking good. Monday we are already back filling up the gap. So it is inevitable that obviously this gap will get filled and price will be going back down. Although, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still very, very bullish, right? We have seen this weekly candle. We've seen this weekly bearish candle, close at 94,000 back into our zone. So I do expect this weekly candle or the next, 2 to 3 weeks to overall generally flip no matter what, and then continue going up higher, which does mean, we should see Kaspa going up sooner than later, right? We should see Kaspa's going up sooner than later. In the events where I am wrong, right, then this would be a rejection candle and we would go back to 5 cents more or less. We'll obviously have to continue to monitor things, right? We pretty much, for Kaspa, we did engulf this whole bullish candle. So Kaspa's context is a little different because the thing is, most coins were already recovering kind of nicely, and then now they're kind of getting slammed and they're kind of just going back to the price they were just a couple days ago, or maybe they're still a little bit higher. But Kaspa never really had the greatest of great pumps. So this price action is all getting engulfed in the events where things do go lower with Bitcoin, and we don't hold well, and Bitcoin dominance also goes against us, then we could very well start closing below this zone. If we start closing below pretty much 7.5 cents more or less, then like I said, we could be expecting to go quickly down to 6.5 cents, and then even potentially 5.5 cents. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we have to see how this candle closes. We have to see how everything is going to be. Overall, the market is bleeding a little bit because, like I said, there was a gap in Bitcoin. We see something like Turbo is bleeding, something like ICP, PNG, H bar, right? But you can see in the context of H bar is higher up, right? H bar is higher up. Let's go to something like XRP. See, XRP is, this is still a very nice candle because this could just be a very clear retest. So, different contexts for different coins. Kaspa's is a little bit more concerning. However, ladies and gentlemen, I am still ultimately very, very bullish on this coin. My plan is to continue to dollar cost average if we do get to the 5 or 6 cent levels, as I do still believe that pretty much any month after March will be the recovery and the big green candles. And I think we will get that maximum up until early of 2026. That is my personal bias. That is going to be my bias on Kaspa too. All right, when we go to the 3-month candle, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that we have been kind of just selling off the last few months, pretty much the last 9 months. We've ultimately been closing bearish, even though we were mainly accumulating, right? Like I said, we do have lots of structure over here. So this is the furthest we should go. January, February, March are the 3-month candles, right? That is the 3 candles in this 3-month candle. So, we already had January and February be very, very pretty much bearish. So I don't expect, March to just be an all of a sudden flip where we just we take structure, right? I don't really expect that, but March could be the sign of where we get exhaustion, some kind of reversal signs, and the next few months will be the main months where we start to absolutely dominate once again. For me to be very, very bullish on Kaspa, we need to start closing candles above pretty much the 10 to 11 cent mark. That is where we're going to have bullish structure. Anything below is bearish, and anything below in the proper context could also be accumulation. So we have to monitor to see how everything is going to play out. Okay, so that is the most important thing. Ultimately, like I said, at the end of the day, I would not worry too much. I still believe Bitcoin is going to create higher highs. I believe altcoin season will be here. And I will go to just Bitcoin dominance for just a second, right? I did say we did not break structure Bitcoin dominance, which ultimately is also going to be affecting the prices of coins. We can see that Bitcoin dropped today, but Bitcoin dominance went out. It is why we are bleeding way more for like a coin like Kaspa and other coins, right? Until Bitcoin dominance decides to break structure on a higher time frame, we won't be seeing any massive pumps. Now, there will be a time where we still, Bitcoin dominance will do its thing, go up, and then we have all the other altcoins also go up. And then in the transition period, right, we'll start to notice coins even go higher and higher. And then once we just break out fully, that's when the altcoin season will happen. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Kaspa. My advice to you, ladies and gentlemen, is personally, well, obviously not a financial advisor, but I'm personally holding, right? I got in at roughly, let's say 8 cents average, very, very recently. If it comes back, like to say, down to lower prices, I would just get another big bag of Kaspa because I believe the future with this coin is inevitable. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.